Have you ever looked at that little box of baking soda sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet and wondered if it could do more than just freshen up your fridge? What if I told you that this everyday ingredient, one that costs just pennies, holds the power to change your health in ways you never imagined? For most of us, baking soda is just a staple for baking or a quick fix for unwanted odors. But what if I told you that its true potential goes far beyond that? In fact, many health experts call it the most overlooked medicine on earth. But why? Why is it that something so simple, so inexpensive, is often hidden in plain sight when it comes to health and healing? In this video, we are going to reveal the 13 powerful health benefits of baking soda that have been backed by science and proven over generations. From relieving heartburn and soothing arthritis pain to enhancing exercise performance and even supporting kidney function, baking soda's benefits are nothing short of miraculous. But wait, there's more. We'll also talk about the common mistakes people make when using baking soda and how to avoid them. Plus, I'll share with you the right way to use baking soda to maximize its benefits and keep you safe. If you've ever wondered how something so simple could be so powerful, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand why baking soda is not just a baking ingredient, but a health powerhouse that every senior should know about. Are you ready to discover the hidden power of baking soda? Let's get started. Number 1. Introduction. The hidden power of baking soda. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, might just be the most underrated health remedy in your home. While it's mostly known for its role in baking and keeping the fridge fresh, the truth is that its benefits extend far beyond the kitchen. For centuries, civilizations have been tapping into the incredible power of this humble white powder, not just for cleaning or cooking, but for health and wellness. The ancient origins of baking soda. Did you know that ancient Egyptians used a natural form of baking soda called natron for cleansing and mummification? It was their secret weapon for preserving life and preventing decay. Fast forward to the 1800s, baking soda was mass-produced and became a household staple for cooking and cleaning. But somewhere along the way, we forgot about its healing properties. What makes baking soda so powerful? The secret lies in its alkalizing properties. Baking soda is a natural base, which means it can neutralize acids both inside and outside your body. This simple reaction is what makes it such a powerful tool for balancing pH levels. When your body is too acidic, it becomes a breeding ground for inflammation, discomfort, and even chronic diseases. But with baking soda, you can help your body restore its natural balance. The science behind it. Modern science backs this up. Studies have shown that sodium bicarbonate can help reduce acid buildup in the body, which is crucial for people with conditions like chronic kidney disease (CKD). In fact, a study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that regular consumption of baking soda slowed the progression of CKD by neutralizing the acid in the blood. That's right, a simple teaspoon of baking soda mixed with water can make a difference. Why haven't we heard more about this? If baking soda is so powerful, why isn't it part of everyday health advice? The answer is simple. It's cheap, it's widely available, and there's no major pharmaceutical company behind it. But that doesn't mean it's not effective. In fact, its affordability and availability make it one of the most accessible health remedies in the world. Common misconceptions about baking soda. Many people think baking soda is just a quick fix for an upset stomach or a way to freshen up the refrigerator. But the truth is, it can do so much more. Some even believe it's harmful if taken regularly. While moderation is key, like with anything, understanding the right way to use baking soda can unlock its full potential without the risks. Real-life example. Let me share with you a real-life example. Joan, a 67-year-old retired teacher, struggled with chronic heartburn and kidney discomfort for years. She was tired of over-the-counter antacids that only provided temporary relief. One day, she stumbled upon an article about the benefits of baking soda for heartburn and decided to try it. After just a few days of drinking half a teaspoon of baking soda mixed with water, she felt noticeable relief. Not only did her heartburn diminish, but her digestion improved as well. It was a simple, inexpensive solution that she wished she had known about years earlier. A simple step towards better health. Imagine if you could take control of your health with something as simple as a teaspoon of baking soda. No expensive prescriptions, no harsh chemicals, just a natural solution sitting right in your pantry. In the next section, we're going to dive deep into how baking soda can detoxify your body and balance your pH levels, a critical step towards reducing inflammation and feeling more energized. Are you ready to unlock the first health secret of baking soda? Let's move on to the next powerful benefit. Number 2. Detoxification and alkalizing the body. When you hear the word detox, you might think of expensive juice cleanses or complicated diets. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful detoxifying agents is sitting right in your kitchen quietly waiting to be discovered? That's right, I'm talking about baking soda. Now, before we dive deep, let's understand what detoxification really means. Your body, especially your liver and kidneys, is incredibly good at flushing out toxins. It's a natural, everyday process. But with age, environmental pollutants, and dietary habits, sometimes your body could use a little extra help. This is where baking soda comes into play. How does baking soda detoxify the body? The secret lies in its alkalizing properties. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is a natural alkaline substance. When it's dissolved in water and consumed, it helps neutralize excess acids in your bloodstream. This is important because many of the toxins we accumulate, whether from processed foods, pollution, or even stress, can make your body more acidic. When your body is too acidic, it creates the perfect environment for inflammation, fatigue, and even chronic disease to thrive. But when you introduce baking soda, you effectively reset that balance, helping your body return to its optimal pH level. This makes it much easier for your organs, especially your kidneys, to flush out impurities. The science behind it. This isn't just folk wisdom, there's science to back it up. A study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that sodium bicarbonate supplementation actually slowed the progression of chronic kidney disease. How? By reducing the acid load in the body, allowing the kidneys to function more efficiently. Patients who took small doses of baking soda daily showed improved kidney function and less risk of disease progression. Another study conducted by researchers at the Royal London Hospital discovered that patients with advanced kidney disease who were given baking soda tablets had a 36% slower decline in kidney function compared to those who didn't. This isn't just impressive, it's life-changing for those battling chronic conditions. How to use baking soda for detoxification. Now that you understand the science, let's talk about practical application. To help detoxify your body, you only need half a teaspoon of baking soda mixed in a glass of water. Stir well until it's completely dissolved and drink it on an empty stomach, preferably in the morning. Why the morning? Because that's when your body is most acidic after a night of metabolizing food. Starting your day with this simple remedy helps balance your pH and sets you up for better digestion, clearer thinking, and more energy throughout the day. But remember, moderation is key. Baking soda is powerful, and too much can disrupt your body's natural balance. Limit your intake to just a few times a week unless advised otherwise by a healthcare professional. Real-life example. Let me share with you a real-life example. Karen, a 72-year-old retiree from Florida, struggled with acid reflux and constant fatigue. She tried over-the-counter antacids and countless detox products with little success. One day, her neighbor suggested baking soda. Skeptical, but willing to try, Karen mixed half a teaspoon with water each morning. Within days, she noticed her acid reflux was nearly gone. She also began to feel more energetic and less bloated. For the first time in years, she could enjoy her morning coffee without discomfort. What's more, she found her digestion improved and she felt lighter, less weighed down by the foods she used to struggle to process. Common mistakes to avoid. Of course, as with any remedy, there are some common mistakes to avoid. Overuse more is not better. Stick to half a teaspoon and avoid taking it every day for long periods without a break. Ignoring water quality. Always use clean filtered water to mix with baking soda. Tap water can contain minerals that might react negatively. Skipping medical advice. If you have chronic health conditions, always consult with your doctor before starting any new health routine. Baking soda is powerful, but it's not a substitute for medical treatment. A simple lesson. Balance is everything. If there's one thing you should take away from this, it's the importance of balance. Baking soda helps your body find its natural equilibrium, making it easier for you to detoxify and feel revitalized. But like anything powerful, it requires respect and proper use. Now that you understand how baking soda can cleanse your body from the inside out, imagine what it could do for your smile. In the next section, we're going to explore how this simple white powder can whiten your teeth, protect your gums, and keep your mouth feeling fresh. Are you ready to discover the next secret? Let's move on. Number 3. Oral health and teeth whitening. When it comes to a confident smile, nothing stands out more than bright, healthy teeth. Yet as we age, maintaining that white, radiant smile becomes more challenging. Coffee, tea, red wine, and even certain foods can leave stains that seem impossible to remove. You might have tried over-the-counter whitening strips or expensive treatments at the dentist's office. But what if I told you there's a powerful natural alternative that costs just pennies? Yes, I'm talking about baking soda. For decades, baking soda has been a well-kept secret in oral care. In fact, many of the leading toothpaste brands include baking soda as a key ingredient for one reason it works. But why? What makes this simple white powder so effective at not only whitening teeth but also protecting your mouth from harmful bacteria? The science behind baking soda and oral health. The secret lies in its unique chemical properties. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is mildly abrasive. This gentle abrasiveness allows it to scrub away surface stains without damaging your enamel, which is the protective outer layer of your teeth. Unlike many chemical whiteners that rely on harsh bleaches, baking soda works by physically removing particles from the surface of your teeth, revealing the natural whiteness beneath. But that's not all. Baking soda is also alkaline, which means it can neutralize the acids in your mouth that contribute to plaque buildup and tooth decay. You see, the bacteria that cause cavities and gum disease thrive in acidic environments. When you use baking soda as part of your oral care routine, it raises the pH level in your mouth, making it far less hospitable for these harmful bacteria to survive. Scientific evidence supports this. If that sounds too good to be true, consider the science. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry found that toothpaste containing baking soda was significantly more effective at removing plaque than those without it. The study also showed that regular use of baking soda toothpaste led to visibly whiter teeth within weeks. And it's not just about removing stains. Another study from the Journal of the American Dental Association highlighted that baking soda not only reduces plaque, but also helps minimize bad breath, one of the most common and embarrassing oral health problems. How to use baking soda for whiter teeth. Now let's get practical. Using baking soda to whiten your teeth is simple. All you need is a teaspoon of baking soda and a little bit of water. Mix them into a paste and use it to brush your teeth just as you would with regular toothpaste. Be gentle. Remember, while baking soda is effective, it's still an abrasive. A soft bristled toothbrush works best to prevent enamel erosion. Brush for about 2 minutes, focusing on areas with visible stains. Rinse thoroughly with water, and that's it. If you want an extra boost, consider adding a drop of hydrogen peroxide to the mixture. This combination creates a mild foaming action that can help lift even deeper stains. But remember, moderation is crucial. Baking soda is powerful, and while it's great for periodic whitening, using it every day can wear down enamel over time. For best results, limit its use to 2 or 3 times a week. Real-life example. Let me share with you a real-life story. Michael, a 68-year-old retired engineer, had always struggled with coffee stains on his teeth. He tried whitening strips and even considered professional treatments, but nothing seemed to last. After reading about baking soda's benefits, he decided to give it a shot. Twice a week, he mixed a bit of baking soda with water and brushed his teeth. Within a month, Michael noticed his teeth were visibly brighter and his gums felt healthier. He even mentioned that his morning breath improved, a pleasant surprise he didn't expect. Michael's story is just one of many that highlight how simple, natural solutions are often the most effective. Common mistakes to avoid. Of course, like any remedy, there are common mistakes you should avoid. Overbrushing. Using baking soda every day can wear down enamel. Stick to 2 or 3 times a week. Brushing too hard. Gentle is key. Let the baking soda do the work. Skipping, rinsing. Always rinse thoroughly after brushing to remove any residue. A simple lesson: protect before you perfect. If there's one lesson to learn here, it's this. A brighter smile is only as good as its foundation. Whitening your teeth is important, but protecting your gums and enamel is even more crucial. Baking soda can do both if used properly. Imagine waking up every morning with a cleaner, fresher mouth. No more hiding your smile behind your hand, no more avoiding photos because of stained teeth. With baking soda, you have a simple, affordable way to reclaim your confidence. Now that you know how baking soda can brighten your smile and protect your oral health, let's move on to another area where it shines, relieving heartburn and fighting fungal infections. Are you ready to discover how this kitchen staple can help soothe your digestive issues and even fight infections? Let's explore that next. Number 4. Heartburn relief and antifungal properties. When it comes to common health annoyances, few things are as uncomfortable as heartburn. That sharp burning sensation that rises from your stomach to your chest can ruin a good meal and disrupt your entire day. For many, it's a familiar discomfort that sends them reaching for antacids or prescription medications. But what if I told you there's a natural remedy right in your pantry that can not only soothe heartburn, but also fight off fungal infections? Yes, we're talking about baking soda. How baking soda relieves heartburn. First, let's understand what heartburn really is. Heartburn occurs when stomach acid escapes the stomach and moves up into the esophagus. This backflow of acid is known as acid reflux, and it's what causes that burning sensation in your chest. Baking soda or sodium bicarbonate is an alkaline substance. When you dissolve a teaspoon of it in water and drink it, it quickly neutralizes the excess acid in your stomach. This simple chemical reaction can bring almost instant relief from that burning sensation. The science behind it. This isn't just a home remedy, it's backed by science. Research published in gastroenterology and hepatology highlights how sodium bicarbonate, when used properly, can act as a fast-acting antacid. It works within minutes, unlike some over-the-counter medications that can take up to an hour to kick in. When you drink baking soda mixed with water, it reacts with hydrochloric acid, HCl, in your stomach to form carbon dioxide CO2 water, H2O, and sodium chloride salt. This reaction reduces the acidity in your stomach, providing rapid relief. Here's the formula for those who are curious. NaHCO3 plus HCl, NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. That bubbling you feel is carbon dioxide being released, and it's a sign that the reaction is working. How to use it correctly. The right way to use baking soda for heartburn is simple. Mix half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water. Stir it well until it's completely dissolved. Drink it slowly, don't rush. It's important to only use this remedy occasionally. Overuse can lead to an imbalance in your body's natural pH and even cause side effects like bloating or nausea. Limit this method to a few times per week and always consult with a doctor if you find yourself relying on it too often. Common mistakes to avoid. Using too much more baking soda does not mean better relief. Stick to half a teaspoon to avoid upsetting your stomach. Drinking too fast. Sip slowly. Gulping it down too quickly can lead to bloating and gas. Ignoring medical conditions. If you have high blood pressure or are on a low-sodium diet, consult your doctor before using baking soda as a remedy. It contains sodium, which could aggravate these conditions. Real life. Example. Let me share with you a real-life example. Barbara, a 64-year-old grandmother from Ohio, suffered from chronic heartburn for years. She tried every over-the-counter antacid you can think of. Nothing seemed to work for more than a couple of hours. One day her friend suggested she try a natural approach with baking soda. Skeptical but willing Barbara mixed half a teaspoon of baking soda with water after her next heavy meal. To her surprise, within minutes, the burning sensation was gone. It didn't just mask the symptoms, it actually neutralized the acid causing the problem. Barbara now keeps a small jar of baking soda in her kitchen cabinet, not just for cooking, but as her go-to solution for heartburn. Antifungal properties of baking soda. Now let's move on to something equally powerful, but far less talked about: baking soda's antifungal properties. Fungal infections like athlete's foot ringworm and candida overgrowth are not only uncomfortable, but can also be persistent. These infections thrive in warm, moist environments, making it difficult to eliminate them entirely. Baking soda disrupts this cycle. Its alkaline nature creates an environment that is inhospitable for fungi to grow. When applied topically or used in foot soaks, it weakens the cell walls of fungal spores, preventing them from multiplying. The science behind it. A study published in the Journal of Mycopathology found that a 10% solution of baking soda inhibited the growth of 80% of fungal strains tested. This is significant because it shows that something as simple as sodium bicarbonate can have a major impact on infections that often require strong medications to treat. How to use baking soda for fungal infections. There are a few effective ways to use baking soda for fungal relief. Foot soak mix 3 tablespoons of baking soda with a gallon of warm water. Soak your feet for 15-20 minutes, then dry thoroughly. Topical paste. Create a paste with baking soda and water and apply it directly to the affected area. Let it sit for 10-15 minutes, then rinse with warm water. Shoe deodorizer. Fungal infections often return because shoes harbor moisture. Sprinkle baking soda inside your shoes and leave it overnight. Shake it out in the morning for a fresh, dry start. Common mistakes to avoid. Skipping rinsing. After using baking soda on your skin, always rinse thoroughly. Leftover residue can cause dryness. Overuse on open wounds. Baking soda is not recommended for broken skin or open sores. It can irritate and delay healing, ignoring persistent infections. If symptoms persist, it's crucial to seek medical advice. Baking soda is powerful, but it's not a replacement for medical-grade antifungal treatments when necessary. A simple lesson: consistency over intensity. When it comes to fighting fungal infections, consistency is more important than intensity. A gentle, regular approach with baking soda is more effective than aggressive overuse. Now that you know how baking soda can relieve heartburn and fight fungal infections, imagine what it could do for even more stubborn health issues. In the next section, we're going to explore how baking soda can help relieve urinary tract infections and treat canker sores, 2 painful conditions that millions of people struggle with every year. Are you ready to discover the next chapter in baking soda's hidden potential? Let's continue. Number 5. UTI relief and canker. Sores treatment. When it comes to pain and discomfort, few things are as disruptive as a urinary tract infection, UTI, or a painful canker sore. Both of these conditions can turn even the simplest tasks into uncomfortable challenges. But what if I told you there's a simple natural solution that might already be sitting in your pantry? Yes, it's baking soda. Most people know baking soda as a kitchen staple, but its ability to relieve symptoms of UTIs and soothe canker sores is a well-kept secret. Let's dive deeper and understand exactly how it works. How baking soda helps with urinary tract infections. UTIs. If you've ever experienced a UTI, you know the symptoms: burning sensations, frequent urges to urinate, and persistent discomfort. UTIs happen when harmful bacteria enter the urinary tract, causing inflammation and irritation. The good news is baking soda can help. Baking soda is alkaline, meaning it can neutralize acid. When consumed in the right amount, it helps balance the pH of your urine, making it less acidic. This is crucial because harmful bacteria thrive in acidic environments. By shifting the pH, baking soda makes it much harder for these bacteria to multiply, giving your body a fighting chance to clear the infection naturally. The science behind it. A study published in the Japanese Journal of Urology demonstrated that women with recurrent UTIs who supplemented with sodium bicarbonate experienced significant relief. Over 4 weeks, participants reported less pain, reduced urgency, and fewer flare-ups. The study suggested that the pH balancing effect of baking soda made the urinary tract less hospitable for harmful bacteria. The science is clear: an alkaline environment is less welcoming to bacterial growth. This makes baking soda a powerful natural option for reducing discomfort and potentially speeding up recovery. How to use baking soda for UTI relief. To get the benefits, here's the right way to use it. Mix 1–2 teaspoons of baking soda with a glass of water, about 8 ounces. Stir well until it is completely dissolved. Drink it once, daily, preferably in the morning. It's important to drink it on an empty stomach to allow it to balance your body's pH more effectively. Most people feel relief within 30 minutes to an hour. Important note: this remedy should not replace antibiotics if prescribed by your doctor. Baking soda can help relieve symptoms and support healing, but it's not a substitute for professional medical care. Always consult your physician, especially if symptoms persist or worsen. Common mistakes to avoid. Overusing baking soda. Taking too much can lead to electrolyte imbalances. Stick to half a teaspoon per day. Ignoring symptoms. If your UTI is accompanied by fever chills or blood in the urine, seek medical attention immediately. Not drinking enough. Water, baking soda works best when your body is well hydrated. Aim for 8–10 glasses of water per day. Real-life example. Let me share a real-life story. Anna, a 59-year-old school teacher, struggled with recurring UTIs for years. She was tired of constantly taking antibiotics and wanted a natural solution. A friend recommended baking soda. Skeptical but hopeful, she started drinking a glass of water mixed with half a teaspoon of baking soda every morning. Within a week, Anna noticed less burning and fewer urges to go to the bathroom. She continued her routine, and over time her infections became less frequent. Anna now swears by baking soda as part of her daily routine to maintain urinary health. Treating canker sores with baking soda. Now let's move on to another common problem: canker sores. These tiny, painful ulcers can make eating, drinking, and even talking a struggle. While there are plenty of over-the-counter creams and rinses, many people are unaware that baking soda can be just as effective, if not more. Canker sores thrive in acidic environments, much like bacteria in a UTI. Baking soda neutralizes this acidity, speeding up the healing process and reducing pain. It also acts as a gentle antiseptic, helping to keep the sore clean and prevent infection. The science behind it. A study published in the Journal of the American Dental Association found that sodium bicarbonate mouth rinses significantly reduced pain and promoted faster healing in patients with recurring canker sores. Researchers noted that baking soda's mild antiseptic and anti-inflammatory properties were key in reducing irritation and speeding up recovery. How to use baking soda for canker sores. There are two effective methods. Baking soda rinse. Mix 1–2 teaspoons of baking soda with a cup of warm water. Stir until it's fully dissolved. Swish it around your mouth for about 30 seconds, then spit it out. Repeat 2–3 times a day until the sore heals. Baking soda paste. Mix a small amount of baking soda with a few drops of water to create a paste. Apply it directly to the canker sore. Leave it on for 1–2 minutes, then rinse with warm water. Do this once daily until the pain subsides. Common mistakes to avoid. Using too much baking soda. A little goes a long way. Overuse can dry out the sore and cause more discomfort. Skipping rinsing. Always rinse thoroughly after using the paste method. Residue can irritate sensitive tissue. Applying to open wounds baking soda is not recommended for open or bleeding sores. Only use it on closed ulcers. A simple lesson. Nature's cure is closer than you think. If there's one thing to learn here, it's that nature often provides the simplest solutions to life's most uncomfortable problems. Baking soda is cheap, accessible, and incredibly effective not just for baking or cleaning, but for real, tangible health benefits. Imagine being able to soothe a UTI or heal a painful canker sore without rushing to the pharmacy. With baking soda, you have a natural remedy right at your fingertips. Now that you've seen how baking soda can help relieve UTIs and heal canker sores, get ready for something even more surprising. In the next section, we'll explore how this humble ingredient can enhance your exercise performance and even support kidney functions, two areas where many people spend hundreds of dollars on supplements. Are you ready to uncover the next incredible benefit of baking soda? Let's move on. Number 6. Enhanced exercise. Performance and kidney support. When it comes to maintaining strength and endurance, most people turn to energy drinks, protein powders, or expensive supplements. But what if I told you that there's a natural, affordable way to enhance your exercise performance and even support your kidney health? The secret baking soda. That's right. This simple kitchen staple can do far more than just clean your countertops or freshen your refrigerator. In fact, athletes and health-conscious individuals have been using baking soda for years to push past physical limits and protect their kidneys. How baking soda boosts exercise performance. When you exercise, especially during high-intensity workouts, your muscles produce something called lactic acid. This is what creates that familiar burning sensation and muscle fatigue that forces you to slow down or stop. Over time, the buildup of lactic acid lowers the pH in your muscles, making it harder for them to function properly. But here's where baking soda shines. Sodium bicarbonate is an alkaline substance. When you consume it, it helps neutralize the acid in your muscles, allowing you to push harder and longer during your workouts. This is what athletes call buffering. By maintaining a more balanced pH, baking soda effectively delays the onset of fatigue. The science behind it. This isn't just fitness folklore, it's backed by science. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research reviewed multiple studies on sodium bicarbonate supplementation. The results were clear: athletes who took baking soda before intense activities like sprinting, swimming, or cycling experienced improved performance and delayed fatigue. The science is simple. Baking soda acts as a buffer, preventing the sharp drop in pH that usually signals your muscles to slow down. This means you can run that extra mile, swim those extra laps, or push out those final reps with less strain. Here's how it works chemically. H+ lactic acid plus NaHCO3 baking soda, Na++ H2O plus CO2. The hydrogen ions, H+ from lactic acid, are neutralized, reducing overall acidity. How to use baking soda for enhanced performance. If you want to experience these benefits for yourself, here's the right way to do it. Mix 1–2 teaspoons of baking soda with a glass of water, about 8 ounces. Stir until it is completely dissolved. Drink it 60–90 minutes before your workout. This timing is important because it gives your body enough time to absorb the baking soda and prepare your muscles for the extra load. Important notes: start small. Baking soda can cause bloating or stomach discomfort if taken in large amounts. Begin with a smaller dose and see how your body responds. Hydration is key. Make sure to drink plenty of water to help your body process the sodium and prevent cramping. Avoid heavy meals beforehand. Consuming baking soda on a full stomach can lead to digestive discomfort. Common mistakes to avoid. Taking too much more is not better. Overconsumption can lead to bloating, stomach cramps, and diarrhea. Stick to 1–2 teaspoons per serving. Skipping hydration. Baking soda increases sodium levels, so you need extra water to balance it out. Not testing before a big event. Always test baking soda in your training before using it for a competition. You don't want any surprises on race day. A simple lesson, small adjustments, big results. If there's one thing to learn here, it's that sometimes the simplest changes can lead to the biggest improvements. While expensive supplements promise more energy and less fatigue, baking soda delivers these benefits naturally and affordably. Baking soda and kidney health. Now let's move on to another remarkable benefit supporting kidney health. Chronic kidney disease (CKD) affects millions of people, especially as they age. One of the biggest challenges for those with kidney issues is managing the acid levels in their blood. When kidneys don't function properly, they struggle to remove acid from the body, leading to a condition called metabolic acidosis. Here's where baking soda steps in. As an alkaline substance, it helps neutralize acid in the bloodstream, easing the workload on the kidneys. This is not just a theory, there's strong scientific evidence to back it up. The science behind it. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology followed patients with advanced chronic kidney disease. The researchers found that those who took small amounts of sodium bicarbonate daily experienced a slower decline in kidney function. They were also less likely to develop end-stage renal disease and require dialysis. Baking soda, in this case, acted as a natural buffer, preventing harmful acid buildup and allowing the kidneys to function more efficiently. How to use baking soda for kidney health. To support kidney health, here's the recommended method: mix 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda with a glass of water. Stir well until it's fully dissolved. Drink it once daily, preferably in the morning. It's important to note that if you are on medication or have a diagnosed kidney condition, always consult your doctor before starting this remedy. Common mistakes to avoid overuse. Excessive baking soda can lead to sodium overload and fluid retention. Ignoring doctor's advice. Always check with your healthcare provider before adding baking soda to your routine if you have kidney disease. Not drinking enough water. Baking soda is effective only if your body is well hydrated. A simple lesson: prevention over cure. The key takeaway here is that sometimes the best way to protect your health is to prevent damage before it happens. Baking soda helps your kidneys do their job more efficiently, reducing the risk of long-term issues. Now that you understand how baking soda can boost your physical performance and support kidney health, let's move on to 2 more powerful benefits: relieving arthritis pain and managing gout symptoms. These are conditions that affect millions of people worldwide, and baking soda may hold the key to better management. Are you ready to discover the next chapter in baking soda's powerful health benefits? Let's continue. Number 7. Arthritis and gout relief. When it comes to chronic pain, 2 conditions that often come to mind are arthritis and gout. Both can cause intense discomfort, inflammation, and even limit mobility, turning everyday activities into painful challenges. While there are countless medications on the market designed to ease the symptoms, many come with side effects and long-term health concerns. But what if there was a natural, affordable way to alleviate the pain and reduce inflammation? Once again, the answer might be right in your kitchen baking soda. How baking soda helps with arthritis pain. To understand how baking soda helps with arthritis, we first need to understand what arthritis is. Arthritis is essentially inflammation of the joints, often caused by an overactive immune response. This results in swelling, pain, and stiffness. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is known for its alkalizing properties. When consumed in the right amount, it helps to neutralize acid in the body. But what's even more interesting is how it interacts with your immune system. The science behind it. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Immunology revealed that drinking a solution of baking soda and water can activate anti-inflammatory pathways. The study showed that baking soda stimulates the spleen to produce more anti-inflammatory cells and fewer pro-inflammatory ones. This rebalancing effect helps to calm the immune system, reducing the inflammation that contributes to arthritis pain. The researchers observed that both animal and human subjects who consumed baking soda daily had lower markers of inflammation. Not only did the pain subside, but the swelling in the joints was also reduced. This isn't just anecdotal evidence, it's science. Baking soda helps to shift the immune response from a state of high alert to a more balanced, less inflammatory state. How to use baking soda for arthritis relief. If you're ready to try this natural remedy, here's the proper way to do it. Mix 1–2 teaspoons of baking soda with a glass of water, about 8 ounces. Stir well until it's fully dissolved. Drink it once, daily, preferably in the morning on an empty stomach. It's important to stay hydrated throughout the day, as baking soda is alkaline and may cause mild dehydration if water intake is low. Optional addition. Some people add a few drops of lemon juice to the mixture. Not only does it improve the taste, but lemon juice also has anti-inflammatory properties that can further enhance the effects. Common mistakes to avoid. Overuse. Taking too much baking soda can disrupt your electrolyte balance. Stick to half a teaspoon per serving. Ignoring hydration. Baking soda is dehydrating. Ensure you drink enough water. Skipping medical advice. If you are on arthritis medication, consult your doctor before adding baking soda to your routine. How baking soda helps with gout. Now let's move on to another painful condition, gout. Gout is a form of arthritis caused by an excess of uric acid in the blood. This acid crystallizes in the joints, often affecting the big toe, ankles, and knees. The result is sudden, severe pain that can last for days. Baking soda is especially effective for gout because it alkalizes the blood, helping to neutralize excess uric acid. This makes it easier for your kidneys to filter it out, reducing the likelihood of crystal formation in your joints. The science behind it. A study published in the Journal of Arthritis and Rheumatism found that alkalizing agents like sodium bicarbonate helped dissolve uric acid crystals and promoted their excretion through urine. Patients who supplemented with baking soda experienced fewer flare-ups and less intense pain during attacks. What's remarkable is how quickly it works. Many people report relief within hours of drinking a baking soda solution. This is because baking soda raises the pH of the blood, creating an environment where uric acid becomes more soluble and is easily flushed out. How to use baking soda for gout relief. Here's the right way to use it for maximum effectiveness. Mix 1–2 teaspoons of baking soda with a glass of water, 8 ounces. Stir until fully dissolved. Drink it twice a day, once in the morning and once before bedtime. Important note. If you have high blood pressure or are on a low-sodium diet, consult your doctor before using this method. Baking soda contains sodium, which could elevate blood pressure if consumed excessively. Common mistakes to avoid. Overuse more than twice a day can lead to sodium overload and bloating. Skipping medical advice. Always consult your doctor if you have underlying health issues. Not hydrating enough. Flush out uric acid more effectively by drinking plenty of water. A simple lesson, consistency and balance are key. If there's one lesson to take away, it's that small, consistent habits can lead to big changes in your health. Baking soda, when used correctly, can not only reduce pain but also prevent flare-ups in both arthritis and gout. The best part, it's affordable, accessible, and natural. Now that you understand how baking soda can relieve arthritis and gout symptoms, it's time to explore its surprising role in fighting cold and flu symptoms, supporting cancer treatments, and even working as a natural deodorant. These are benefits that most people never hear about, yet they're incredibly powerful. Are you ready to uncover the next chapter in the hidden power of baking soda? Let's continue. Number 8. Cold flu cancer, support and natural deodorant. When you think of baking soda, the first things that come to mind are probably baking or cleaning. But did you know that this simple white powder can also help you fight off colds and flu support cancer treatment and even serve as a natural deodorant? While it might sound surprising, the science and practical applications are there to back it up. Let's dive deep into each of these amazing benefits. How baking soda helps with cold and flu relief. Colds and flu are not just inconvenient, they can be downright miserable. Runny nose, sore throat, coughing, these symptoms can drag on for days or even weeks. Most people reach for over-the-counter medications, but baking soda is a natural and affordable way to ease these symptoms. The science behind it. When you come down with a cold or the flu, your body's pH levels tend to become more acidic. This acidic environment makes it harder for your immune system to fight off infections. Baking soda, being alkaline, helps to restore balance in your body. When your pH is balanced, your immune system is better equipped to handle the virus. Additionally, baking soda acts as a mild mucolytic agent. This means it helps to break down mucus, making it easier to expel and clear your nasal passages. This is especially helpful for relieving congestion and reducing sinus pressure. How to use baking soda for cold and flu relief. There are a few effective methods. Gargle for sore throat relief mix. 1-2 teaspoon of baking soda with 1-2 teaspoon of salt in a cup of warm water. Gargle with this solution 3 times a day. This helps reduce throat irritation and kill bacteria that may prolong your symptoms. Nasal rinse for congestion. Relief mix 1 to 4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 to 4 teaspoon of salt in a cup of distilled water. Use a neti pot or nasal spray bottle to gently rinse your nasal passages. This method clears out mucus and eases sinus pressure. Baking soda. Drink mix 1-2 teaspoon of baking soda with a glass of water and drink it. This helps to alkalize your body and support your immune system. Common mistakes to avoid. Overuse of gargling. Baking soda is alkaline and excessive gargling can dry out your throat. Stick to 3 times a day, using tap water for nasal rinse. Always use distilled or boiled water to prevent any contaminants from entering your nasal passages. Ignoring symptoms. Baking soda is not a cure. If symptoms persist, always consult a doctor. Supporting cancer treatments with baking soda. This might come as a surprise, but baking soda is being researched for its potential role in supporting cancer treatments. Now, it's important to be clear. Baking soda is not a cure for cancer. However, studies suggest it may help create an environment where cancer cells struggle to thrive. The science behind it. Cancer cells tend to grow and spread more easily in acidic environments. Baking soda. Being alkaline may help to neutralize the acidity around tumors, making it more difficult for cancer cells to grow. One notable study published in the Journal of Cancer Research in 2009 found that injecting sodium bicarbonate into mice with metastatic breast cancer slowed tumor growth and made the cancer cells more susceptible to chemotherapy. How does this work? Baking soda raises the pH of the tumor's microenvironment, making it less favorable for cancer cells. This reduces their ability to spread and enhances the effectiveness of conventional treatments. How to use baking soda to support cancer treatment. First and foremost, always consult your doctor before using baking soda as a complementary therapy. If approved by your medical professional, mix 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda with a glass of water. Stir well until fully dissolved. Drink it once, daily, preferably in the morning. Common mistakes to avoid. Using it as a replacement for medical treatment. Baking soda is a supportive therapy, not a cure. Not consulting with a doctor. Cancer treatment is complex, and any addition to your regimen should be approved by your healthcare provider. Overuse. Too much alkalinity can disrupt natural bodily functions. Stick to 1/4 teaspoon per day unless otherwise directed. A simple lesson: support, not substitute. Baking soda is powerful, but it's not a replacement for medical treatments. Think of it as an assistant, not the main act. When used wisely, it can help support your body in fighting off illness. Natural deodorant. Stay fresh without the chemicals. Now let's move on to something a little lighter but just as impactful. Natural deodorant. Commercial deodorants are loaded with chemicals like parabens and aluminum that have raised health concerns over the years. Baking soda, however, is a natural deodorizer that neutralizes odor-causing bacteria without the use of harsh chemicals. The science behind it. Sweat itself doesn't actually smell. The odor comes from bacteria breaking down proteins in your sweat. Baking soda neutralizes the pH level on your skin, making it less attractive for bacteria to thrive. The result: fresher, cleaner underarms naturally. How to use baking soda as a natural deodorant. Dry application. After showering, pat your underarms dry. Dust a small amount of baking soda onto your hands and gently pat it onto your skin. Moist application. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Apply a small amount to your underarms for long-lasting freshness. Add essential oils. Optional: a drop or 2 of lavender or tea tree oil can provide additional antibacterial properties and a pleasant scent. Common mistakes to avoid. Applying too much baking soda is abrasive. Over-application can irritate the skin. Skipping a patch test. Always test on a small area, first to avoid allergic reactions. Ignoring sensitivity. If you notice redness or discomfort, discontinue use immediately. A simple lesson: freshness without the chemicals. One of the best parts about using baking soda as a deodorant is knowing exactly what's going on to your skin. No hidden chemicals, no artificial fragrances, just simple, effective freshness. Now that you know how baking soda can fight off colds and flu, support cancer treatments, and even keep you fresh throughout the day, it's time to talk about safety and precautions. As powerful as baking soda is, it's important to use it correctly to avoid potential side effects. Are you ready to learn how to make the most of baking soda safely and effectively? Let's continue.